taste, feeds the dying light, and brings me back to life. In your eyes, I see something to believe in. Your hands are like a flame, your palms are sweet as pain. Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite, like a starship speeding into the night. You and I get lost in the infinite lights. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. So alive, your touch is like a daylight, burning on my skin. It turns me on again. You and I, survivors of the same kind, but we're the only ones dancing on the sun. Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite, like a starship speeding into the night. You and I get lost in the infinite lights. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite. One touch and I ignite.
Diamonds are forever, but all we need is just tonight. A monumental tremors that can freeze the speed of light. Just like particles that's falling from heaven, all over the stars. Hear you calling for me, hear you calling me on the phone.
Let the darkness lead us into the light. Let our dreams get lost, feel the temperature rise. Baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. I feel the heat as we collide, like a fever that feels so right. So baby, tell me one more beautiful lie. One touch and I ignite. 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 One touch and I ignite.
Morning everybody. Right, we're having a bit of a lazy one this morning. We woke up and it was drizzling with rain about 7 o'clock this morning. So yeah, we're having a bit of an easy one. Did a bit of bike maintenance, had a lazy breakfast, etc. And then we're going to be getting ready to go out shortly. As you can see, the sun has decided to come out and grace us, and it's dried up nicely. And yeah, we're now looking to get out and get going shortly. We were going to go down to Gap today, but that's quite a long run, to be fair, and we'd have needed to get out quite early to do that. So we've scrapped that plan, and we're going to go local, same as we did yesterday, except that we're going to go into Grenoble, have a look at a few shops and some stuff in the city, and then yeah, make our way back for a bit of a chill later on. Yeah, so that's the plan for today. Plus, we've got a long run plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're planning to go up to Annecy, near to the border with Switzerland. So it's going to be quite a long run tomorrow. So we decided to save ourselves for that and hopefully get some really, really good footage tomorrow. Never been to Annecy, looks amazing. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Right, well, I'm going to go and carry on. Yeah, I'll catch you all in a bit. Let's get out on the road.
Let's go. Make no excuses now. I'm talking here and now. I'm talking here and now. Let's go. Your time is running out. I'm talking here and now. I'm talking here and now. It's not about what you've done. It's about what you're doing. It's all about where you're going, no matter where you've been. Let's go, go, go. Let's go.
Afternoon, everybody. Right, we've come out, left the hotel, and headed down the mountain, and come about 2 towns away from where we're staying at the moment. We're heading into Grenoble, the city, as I said earlier today. Now the weather's really come out quite nice. It's lovely and hot. In fact, it's very hot still here. Not quite as hot as it has been, but it's about 12:15 now, and it's about 27 degrees, so it's not quite in the 30s as it has been, but it's back to sort of 32 tomorrow. We got a long ride, like I said earlier, planned for tomorrow. Yeah, I thought I'd do a piece to camera just here. Found this lovely church, as I say, in a couple of towns away from where we are. Lands on Vaucours it's called. Yeah, I've just been inside. Went inside and lit a candle and had a little moment. Yeah, I unexpectedly I lost my dad on the 8th of April this year, which was quite a shock. And you know, my dad, probably for a lot of people, was my guide, was the man I looked up to. You know, even though I'm nearly 41 years old, you know, if ever you sort of had a decision to make or weren't quite sure, you know, you always spoke to Dad first, and you know, he'd always have his 2 pennies worth, or his better way of doing something, or something you hadn't thought of. But unfortunately, I don't have that anymore, so it's just down to little old me. So yeah, it was like I say, it was quite a shock, but you know, life goes on. So as I say, I just went in there and lit a candle, said a few words, and yeah, it was a nice picturesque church inside, and a nice place to do that. So yeah. Anyway, time to get back to the riding. Yeah, time to go and get into the Grenoble and probably have some dinner first before we do anything else, because like I say, it's about 12:15, and by the time we get there it'll be about 1ish, so yeah, we'll go and look for some dinner and then carry on. So hope everyone's having a lovely day, and yeah, I'm going to get back to it. I'll catch you all in a bit.
I found God on the corner of First and Amistad, where the West was all but one, all alone, smoking his last cigarette. I said, where you been? He said, ask anything. Where were you when everything was falling apart? All my days spent by telephone, never rain. All I needed was a call that never came. To the corner of First and Amistad, lost and insecure. You found me lying on the floor.
drop. We're never going home tonight. Stall said, taste me on your lips like I'm alcohol. One more kiss before last call. Yeah, baby, who says I can't have it all? We're never going home tonight. Life is a dream, we'll sleep when we die. No, we're never going home tonight. Hold on. It's a hell of a ride, harder than a heartthrob, speeding in a drop top when it's running from the cop. I can make your wild thoughts sweeter than a lemon drop. We're never going home tonight.
Morning everybody. Right, we left about 9 o'clock this morning. We've got quite a long jaunt out today, and we're heading up towards Lake Annecy. So really looking forward to that. We just stopped at this little cafe behind me. I had a drink just for refreshment and toilet break, etc. And then we're going to head up towards Chambray, which is about another probably 6-7 miles, something like that, and then from Chambray we're heading up through Aix-les-Bains and then up to Annecy. So hopefully we'll be there in about an hour-ish or so. It's about 11:45 now, local time. So we'll get up there and then hopefully get some picturesque views of the lake, and just a nice ride around the lake, really. And yeah, have a look at a couple of places up there before we make our way back a little bit later on. So yeah, weather's a little bit cloudy, but starting to pick up the heat now, so that's good. And yeah, that's what we're up to this morning. So I'll try and get some good footage along the way, try and get some good photos along the way, and yeah. Right now it's time to get back on the road, Annecy bound. beautiful Lake Annecy. I will now leave you with some overhead footage by the amazing and very talented Amazon KME. Afternoon everyone. Well, we've come out to Lake Annecy, as I said to you earlier, and we've come round the lake, hopefully got some good footage, but also we've come to have a look at the Route Forestière de la Combe d'Air, which is a tiny little track remotely in the middle of nowhere, as you can see, where unfortunately on the 5th of September 2012 a British family from Surrey unfortunately lost their lives. There was a big murder that took place here. You might have seen it in the news. I'll put some pictures up over my talk now, but it was actually here. The family stopped on their day out to have a look around and to see the board, the notice board that's up there, and a lone gunman came from the trees, we presume, and shot the family dead in this area just here. Obviously it's very sad, and a French cyclist who was also passing also got gunned down at the same time. I thought as we was in the area we'd come and have a look. Obviously there's not really much to look at, but yeah, it's a scene and a reminder of a very horrible event that should never have happened and is currently 13 years later still unsolved. So yeah, we're going to head off from here and we're going to go back down the Combe and start heading back the long ride back towards Grenoble and back to Diggs a little bit later on. But yeah, such a sad shame that such an event took place here. But I thought as we was in the area, it was quite apt to come and actually see it for ourselves. So yeah. Rest in peace, and what a sad tragedy.
As your light falls away from view, as the time runs away, whatever will you do? Do you want me again, my dear? I will wait for you. Oh, I will.
Afternoon, everybody. Right, we just stopped on the way back from Annecy just for a quick drink. Been finding place after place closed, like bars, restaurants, roadside cafes, just closed. Eventually found this like little kiosk place to manage to get a can of Coke out of it. But yeah, I've been going for miles and miles. It's now just coming up 5 o'clock local time. We've still got another hour and a half. Got to go back through the centre of Grenoble and then up the mountain back to the digs. So we're going to get on with it, but yeah, just like, why are all these places closed? It's a Friday afternoon. Can understand if it was a Sunday, but yeah, so we had a good ride down from the route Forestière de la Coumère, where we were earlier, and then yeah, we just followed down the 1090, and yeah, like I say, just stopped for a drink very quickly, and then we're going to get back on the road, Grenoble bound. And then straight into the mountain and back to the digs for a well-earned beer. It's not been that far today, really, in terms of mileage. I suppose it's going to be sort of just over 200 miles, maybe 220 miles, but on big roads, so it's not taken as long as the trip we did out to Italy on Tuesday, even though that was 245 miles. But yeah, still quite a long day out. So yeah. Well, looking forward to getting back and having a well-earned rest and a bit of dinner. Right, back on the road.
mistakes when the train rolls by. I lie awake and wonder sometimes where they're going. I wanna be going somewhere. 'Cause it cuts me up to think I'm way off track, and every time I move something holds me back. But I know now there's nothing keeping me. I'm gonna leave this town tomorrow, pack my bags and disappear, go to some place where no one knows me. Don't care where, just anywhere but here. I'm tired of waiting as a state of mind. Can't escape from the feeling I got something to find, but I still know just what I'm looking for. 'Cause it's a funny old thing being bound like a book, but the truth can be found in the last place it looks. So I'm hopeful peace will be coming my way. I'm gonna leave this town tomorrow, pack my bags and disappear, go to some place where no one knows me. Don't care where, just anywhere but here. Don't care where, just anywhere but here. Don't care where, just anywhere but here.